My brothers and sisters of Uganda, when the United Nations raises its voice about an election, when international bodies begin to express concern, it is not because they care more about your future than you do. It is because the signs are already written on the wall. And the world has seen this story before. The question is not whether the storm is coming. The storm is already here. The only question is this: will you face it united or divided against one another? I speak to you not as a president, not as a leader from another land, but as an African brother. A brother who has watched our continent bleed too many times because old men refused to let go of power and young people paid the price with their blood. I speak as someone who understands what it means when a generation finally says, enough is enough. What is happening in Uganda today is not new. We have seen it before. In Burkina Faso, across West Africa, across East Africa, across the Sahel, there is a pattern, a formula that repeats itself like a curse. First comes tension. You feel it in the air. People whisper instead of speaking freely. Soldiers appear on streets where children once played. Then comes repression. Opposition leaders are targeted. Journalists are silenced. Human rights defenders are labeled enemies. Young people with dreams are called foreign agents. Then comes violence. Not always with bullets at first, but with fear. Internet shutdowns. Peaceful gatherings crushed by forces meant to protect the people. Silence becomes a weapon. And then comes election day. By then, it is no longer a choice. It is a ritual. Everyone already knows the ending. The United Nations has warned you. They say this election is happening in an environment of repression and intimidation. They speak of opposition supporters targeted, journalists harassed, peaceful citizens met with force. But you already know this. You do not need the UN to tell you what you see with your own eyes and feel in your own bones. Their warning is not news, it is confirmation. When the UN speaks like this, it means the situation is already dangerous. They fear what comes next. This is not speculation. This is pattern recognition. What is happening in Uganda is not just about ballots or dates. It is about power versus people. A system that has ruled for decades now facing a generation that is no longer afraid. President Yoweri Museveni has ruled Uganda since 1986. An entire generation was born, grew up, and became adults under one man's rule. When Museveni took power, Bobi Wine was a child. Today, that same child has become a symbol of resistance against the system that ruled since his birth. Bobi Wine is not just a politician. He is a symbol of youth frustration, a symbol of a generation demanding change. He did not come from elite schools, he came from the people. He sang their pain until they said, "You understand us, now lead us." That is what frightens the system, not the man, but what he represents. A generation connected by technology, a generation that documents, organizes and shares truth, a generation tired of recycled promises. When a government fears its people, it shows military deployments, arrests, internet shutdowns, journalists under attack. Any leader confident in popular support does not fear communication. They do not shut down the internet. They do not silence journalists. They do not crush peaceful assemblies. Internet shutdowns mean one thing. They want to control the narrative. Because when people document the truth, power loses its monopoly over reality. January 15th is dangerous. Not because of the opposition, but because the system has made it dangerous. When leaders stay too long, elections stop being democratic exercises. They become security operations. Power is maintained at all costs. The enemy is no longer a foreign army. The enemy becomes the people. What is happening in Uganda is bigger than Uganda. That is why Africa is watching. That is why the youth of this continent feel your struggle. Across Africa, young people are rejecting permanent rulers. They demand accountability, not nostalgia. They refuse to inherit silence. Entrenched systems do not reform easily. They resist. They fight. They use every tool of power to survive. History teaches us this. Long-serving rulers never believe they will fall. They believe they are the exception. That belief is dangerous, because when a leader becomes the state, any challenge feels like treason. This is no longer just one man. It is a structure, a military network, a patronage system, foreign interests that prefer predictability. Transitions are dangerous because when power shifts, secrets surface. To the youth of Uganda, I speak directly to you. You are educated. You are connected. You are aware. If your leader does not win, do not kill each other. Do not let politicians turn you against your own brothers and sisters. We have seen this before. Youth killing youth, communities collapsing. When the smoke clears, politicians remain safe and wealthy. It is the people who bury their children, fight intelligently, with organization, with documentation, with persistence. No ruler rules forever. No system lasts eternally. History is on the side of the people, but only if they survive to see it. The real question is not who wins. The real question is what happens after. If the system wins, can legitimacy return? If change wins, will power transfer peacefully? This is not just Uganda's question, it is Africa's question. So vote, vote freely, document everything, let history witness. Whatever the outcome, remain united, remain peaceful, think beyond today. This is about the future of Uganda. This is about the future of Africa. One day your children will ask you what you did in 2026. Make sure your answer makes them proud. May peace prevail in Uganda. May wisdom guide you. May courage sustain you. Your brother in the struggle, Ibrahim Traoré.